Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of A Long Dark Night Development. In this update, my biggest changes regard the AI navigation and wayfinding system. So this is the old system. I built this a few years ago, and it uses these waypoints that you manually place around the map, and you can connect them with these lines, and when you have a target that your agent is following, it'll find the fastest route to the closest waypoint and, navigate to it. And this system works, but it's really annoying placing these things around the map. It does not scale well, and you can see it's very buggy because I'm recording. Normally it moves a lot smoother, but I wanted to actually learn how to properly do navigation in Unity. So what I did was I learned how to use the built-in navigation system, which essentially takes your landscape and figures out essentially where the walkable surface is, and it accounts for obstacles. It works on terrains. It works on custom colliders and moving colliders. And so what I did was I built this little prototype, and if I go ahead and play it, I can click anywhere on any of these surfaces, and my little agent right here will walk to it. Here we go. He's walking around. If I click over here, he'll walk over here. If I click over here, he'll avoid the obstacle, walk over here. And if it has a link here, and I built this dynamic, navigation link system. So if I have a moving platform, it can link to the terrain. If I click over here, he'll walk over. He'll use the link to jump, and then he can walk on the moving platform. And this is kind of how I'm representing what the boat is in the actual game. But if I click like there, he can move on the platform to that spot, and he stays nice and upright, and it looks pretty realistic. Yeah, so this is the new system, and in the game it looks like this. So the navigation mesh is the entire terrain. So if I walk away, he'll look towards me, he'll follow me, and if I walk inside the house, he will follow me. He'll walk up the steps. It works if I go upstairs. And all of this mesh was basically calculated at the click of a button. There are some, fine-tuning that needs to happen, but generally speaking, this is way better than manually placing a bajillion waypoints using my old system around the world. So I'm pretty happy with this. You'll also notice I worked on the inverse kinematics of the neck. So right now he's directly facing me. If I walk a little bit to the left or to his right, his head turns, but his body doesn't. And if I walk even more, his body turns to kind of make up for the difference. So I think it's a little creepy, but it's better than him just like staring right, always into space. And this only happens when he's talking to me. So there's open conversation. So if I finish the conversation, he'd go back to just kind of idly standing around. But yeah, this is pretty cool. The last thing I want to talk about, different update, is I have a scenes menu. So last update I talked about all the scene management stuff that I was working on. Now in the game I have this list of like 50 buttons here. These are all the scenes that are in the game, and these make up pretty much the entire flow that we have so far for the game. And so I can use this to, if I want to go to this scene, I just click it and then I'm there, and then I can hit pause, go to scenes, and then go back to the one I was at. So pretty much a big chunk of the game is actually complete in terms of just, presentation. A lot of these scenes are just, say, okay, that one's actually a scene, but like, like maybe this one, yeah, it's done as far as, just the text is there. So relatively simple, but this is good enough to test the story, get through the actual game, and just kind of see how it all plays out. And yeah, it's gonna be good, because I don't really want to commit to spending a lot of time developing every scene, but if we decide it's it's going to be changed or it's significantly different later on. But this is good for us to just test it, make sure the story works, and get the flow down. And then yeah, that's pretty much it for this update. Thank you guys for sticking towards the end. And if you have any questions or want to learn more about the game, there'll be links in the description. Give us a wish list on Steam if you're want to support development. And there is actually an experimental build out on itch, if you're interested in just kind of downloading it and playing around with what I have out so far. There'll be links for that as well. Yeah, thank you guys. See you in the next one. Cheers.